Hi everybody, it's Skip. Welcome back to another Lenna's Inception run. This time we're going through the actual perfect ending. Again, this isn't clickbait. These are actually the names of the endings. There's Sacrifice Ending, Catastrophe Ending, and Perfect Ending. It's actually built into the game, as you'll see at the end of the run here. And this is the perfect ending. This is where you're going through and you're doing the best possible outcome. And it requires actually the most work, and hence why this one is actually the longest one. I'd done a couple of these runs. I actually played through, of course, casually, getting the perfect ending itself, and then doing it one speed run, and I got a little over an hour and a half, and this one just a little bit under an hour and a half. Spoilers, I know, but you saw the title, you saw my actual time here. But I've had a cup of coffee, so I'm in here for the long run with you to actually sit through this run. We can talk about specifically what the perfect ending is. That said, good coffee. That said, if you don't want spoilers, I wouldn't watch this video. This one actually has the most spoilers as it actually goes through, and even though I'm going to be mashing through text pretty quickly because it's a speed run, we'll talk about kind of the actual game itself, what the storyline is, and specifically, what the perfect ending is doing and why it's necessarily considered perfect. Now, it's going to look very similar for about the first half of this video to actually both the Sacrifice as well as the Catastrophe Ending. The difference is that you're actually going through and how you fight the bosses and how you actually spare them through fighting them, and they're on the very last hit actually makes a difference with how it goes. So nothing really is going to be too different here. You start off the story with your students, and I'm going through there trying to look for, specifically trying to make sure that I'm getting the right students that I want to have so I can get, dash on the lighter a little bit sooner than some of the others, of course, and trying to see about potentially some other bosses. But I'm not too focused on that at this point. I'm not super much going through and optimizing everything at this point. I'm just going through. We talk to Lance. We tell him to do the little tutorial dungeon, and then he ends up dying, and then we're out of the dungeon, and now we got to actually go talk to the librarian just like we always have to figure out where the first caves actually are. Now, I will be doing a little bit more, as a big part of the perfect ending requires you to do a lot of the side quests that actually are within the game, and you'll see me doing those a little bit later. But in short, the types of things that we have to do is with the librarian here, with Paige. She actually is asking us when we go talk to her. You've probably never seen this before, unless you, again, please play this casually, so hopefully you know. She wants us to pick up books for her. Specifically, we'll be looking for about a dozen books, 12 books, actually, exactly, not about a dozen. Exactly a dozen books is what we're going to want to pick up. And there's my first one. So we're actually off to a good start. I was not expecting to find a book there. I'm not really going to go looking for books until about the second half when it's a lot easier to get around. And also because there's also a chance I might run into a graveyard where you can actually get a lot of books in the gravestones, or some other areas where I might luck into them. So I'm going to save it for later. Although you do see me here, like there's really no reason in any other run to kind of do these dead end areas of a dungeon. But in a perfect ending, because you're looking for books and it takes you a little bit longer and you're looking potentially for money, you can have good item drops. And so I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll get a tunic, because I really would like to have a speed tunic. Really, any beneficial tunic would be nice. Blast protection can help you get through some enemies pretty quickly. But otherwise, I'm going to just kind of go through like I would on any other run, really, at this point, which is going through into each dungeon and actually finding the items that need to be used to get to the ending and fight the bosses. I'm just not going to fight the bosses quite right away on this one. As you can see, blast protection would be nice, but I'm just going to tank that first hit. There we get the lighter and we're out. Very happy we're getting the lighter first, because that's going to, as with anything else, open up a lot of movement for us. Obviously, if I get the jump as well, there's actually some ledge jumps that I can do later on so I can get through to some areas where I might be blocked off. Again, not imperative. I don't think I actually get jump until a little bit later in the run. But I'm going to go ahead and just kind of look around. If I'm looking around a little bit extra, there's actually not that big of a deal, because I do need to find specific houses. In fact, the list of things that we have to do is there's the Three Bears house, where we have to, there's someone who's been breaking into the Three Bears house, and they want me to investigate what's going on with that and wonder who that could possibly be. We have to get, like I said, the 12 books for Paige. And when we get the books for Paige, she'll talk to us that she has a celebration that she wants to do, but she wants us to capture 10 pink marshmallows first. So we have to then get the books, talk to Paige, and then get the 12 marshmallows. Oh, one side note, you'll see me. I'm actually going into this little cave here. I'm not going to shy away from going into these caves when I see them in the overworld. Reason is that that actually gives me another spawn point, a way that I can get around more easily when I'm going back and forth. So I will go into there. I'm also looking for example here, this is Thirsty Guy is actually his name. I need to find him, and I found him, so that's good. He'll be marked on the map now. Thirsty Guy needs a water bottle, and he'll give us something that we'll take to somebody else. Thirsty Guy is actually the starting point of that chain, so it's really good that we found Thirsty Guy. We need to get a water bottle, and we can get that water bottle from the traveling merchant. So we need to find the traveling merchant and buy the first potion he has available, which is a water potion. So while you'll see us zooming through here, going to find the next, and I accidentally went in there when I didn't mean to. It means I have to back all the way back out, but that's okay. So we gotta do that. We gotta get water for the Thirsty Guy, and then there's an office we have to go to. We have to bring a paper clip to the person in the office, and then there's Creepy Jack who wants a pen. And actually, I should say the Thirsty Guy gives us the paper clip that we bring to the office, who gives us the pen that we bring to Creepy Jack, who gives us a invalid deed, which there's someone at the bank who said, hey, if you bring me a deed, don't care if it's valid or not. Okay, yeah, we can give him the invalid deed. He's going to give us a briefcase. And the traveling merchant is looking for something to help carry their supplies all around because they're the traveling merchant and they have to move around a lot. So we can bring them the briefcase. And the traveling merchant will give us a dirty shirt, which we can give to the naked bear, who really wants to have a shirt so that they're not naked. Whatever, it's fine. A little anthropomorphization. Is that the right word? Anthropomorphization? Never heard anybody. We're also going to, so we'll give the bear the shirt, and he'll give us a bear claw that we'll bring the zoologist who really wants to have a souvenir from a bear. And that will get us the binoculars. That is a whole chain of events that we have to do just to get actually one of the items that we need in order to get the perfect ending. We're also going to have to find all 4 locations of the traveling merchant as he moves around. He'll tell us where he's going if we're paying attention, which, if I recall, I actually didn't pay attention on one of the moves, so I didn't know where they were going to be. But, they do, all the locations do mark themselves on the map, so it's not too hard to get and figure it out through process of elimination. It just takes a little bit more time. At the bank here that I'm visiting, I'll have to come back later, because upstairs there's a stock exchange, aka slot machines, and you, in there, you can deposit an investment, and then you can withdraw funds from there. Well, you can only withdraw $999 per day. You go above that, and if you try to withdraw $1,000, they say, oh, I'm so sorry, we can't give that to you. Here, let me give you this IOU. You see me collecting money there. That's actually very important because we need to get our money total up high enough so that we can actually play the slot machines, aka the stock market, so that we can get enough money so that we can try to withdraw more than $999 and we can get the IOU, which is another item that we need. Additionally, let's see what else we're going to be looking for. We'll be looking for the status effect shop, where we'll talk to Tressa's siblings, who are Potter and Tunley, who tells us to go look for them. We then have to go to the hallucination cave to talk to the person there. It's a little bit of a wild goose chase to actually track Tressa down. You'll see that a little bit later. And then we also have to find the woodcutter to get the woodcutter's axe. So that's the list of all the things that we have to do. It's quite extensive, and the reason why this category takes a little bit longer, because there's a lot more RNG actually involved with this one, because where the location of all these things are, how easy it is to actually pick up the books, and everything else, it's that can really make or break your run, which is why I think it's actually a lot of fun, because there's certainly some skill involved in the routing and kind of reading the maps and reading how things are going, while at the same time there's still a fair amount of RNG that you just have to kind of deal with the game as it gives it to you, which is actually what I enjoy in a speed game. That's why I'm enjoying it so much, because I really enjoy watching things like, say, Super Mario 3 speedruns, which are very skill-based, but I tend to spend more time watching things like, say, Minecraft, which, if anyone's ever watched a Minecraft speedrun, you know what I'm talking about. It's so heavy reset because a lot of it's just the RNG involved in the game itself. So For example, like, what about the actual drops of trying to get blaze rods? What about actually having a bastion and a fortress near where you are? All those things you really can't control, but once things are right, it's not like you can be a slouch. You still have to actually perform and have the skill. And so this game as well has really that nice mix of both that I really enjoy, and I think makes it a very fun game to speedrun. So you just see me going around. I'm doing a little bit of scouting around, trying to find some of the other locations that I'm going to need. I'm going to save most of my scouting around for later on in the run, but I do need some things a little bit earlier on that can really help out if I can get things earlier. But for now, we're just going to actually go through and find the next location. Looks like I'm actually just trying to find the next location I got to actually get to right now. So we're trying, I think, to get to the bridge because, the bridge is where we get across to the east side of the map. So we're doing that. We actually found it here. We got to go back. We got to go down and around. There we go. We actually found our way over to the bridge. Into the bridge in about 10 minutes. So not super fast time, but you know what? Pretty respectable. If you get to the bridge in 10 minutes, I think you're doing just fine. I do enjoy the fact that, I'm making Lenna float there while she's talking to the chairman. That's just if you do 2 dashes in a row. She's just going to go to the edge of the screen. Actually makes it a little bit faster because you don't have to walk after talking to the chairman. You're just at the edge of the screen there. I don't actually know if it's faster. I haven't timed it, but I think it probably is because you're bringing that dash all the way through. So, yeah, something that I actually enjoy doing. And whether or not it saves time, it's something I like that I actually find very amusing. So I stick with it. Doing a little bit of scouting here on the edge of the map while we're by a corner. May as well look to see. I'm really wanting to see if I can find Hammy's shop earlier. Hammy's hut, I should say, earlier rather than later, as that's going to make a significant difference in our ability to go quickly in the run. A little bit of some routing difficulties trying to get over to where I need to go. It looks like I was reading the map backwards. I was reading my location as the destination for whatever reason, and so I was going completely in the wrong direction. But I found my way over, and we get into the level 5 dungeon. One thing that's actually a little bit unfortunate that you'll see here is I'm not going to have a super fast find on the revolver, and a lot of RNG in this game actually does revolve, so to speak, around finding the revolver super quickly. If you can look into it right away, if you can find it early, if you can find it in the first dungeon you look around in, you're going to have a much better run because it takes a significant amount of time off of your run once you find that revolver because, quick kill on the boss being what it is. Now, I don't need to actually kill this guy. I don't know why I'm swiping him. I think I'm just going to go back to the start and try again. Again, same rules that apply here before. A lot of it is just trying to route, trying to read the dungeon, trying to understand which direction you want to go. A lot of it is also knowing. Something that I've learned as I've been doing more of these speedruns is, okay, within each dungeon, how many of the different items do I actually need to get within each dungeon? What I've learned, for example, is that in your first 3 dungeons, for example, there's really no reason why you would ever need to have any additional item rooms opened up. Like you can see me here doing this item room. The only reason why I'm doing this is because it's level 5. If this was, let's say, the first few dungeons, I would be guaranteed that this would just be a meteor piece. As I was unfortunately a little bit unlucky there that it was just a meteor piece that I actually didn't want to pick up. I have no reason to pick up any meteor pieces right now. But you do learn that you're gonna probably in level 5. There's a chance that you will need to pick up maybe just the blue key, just the first key of the dungeon, but there's no reason why you would need to get more than that. And you'd really just need to kind of understand, does it look like the room you're trying to get to is behind some type of a locked door? If so, then okay, you're going to need to do one room to get that blue key. And when you get to level 7 and level 8, high likelihood that you'll need both the blue and the green key. At least the blue key. I don't think I've ever seen a level 7 or 8 dungeon where I haven't needed to at least get the blue key within those dungeons. But a big part of the game is sort of knowing what keys that you need when you're just going through to find the item. Obviously, when we come back through later with the glasses, ooh, and look at that, I just found I just found Hammy's shop, which is great. I need to mark that in my mind for as soon as I get bombs, which is probably my next dungeon, if I remember correctly, to go back immediately to the hut and pick up the hammer, because that significantly makes later game a lot easier when you start to deal with those crabs who can dodge out of your way, and actually doing a little bit more damage to those snail shells as well. So it makes it makes a big difference. I'm also getting a little bit faster with those button puzzles. I still got caught up on one when I was kind of grinding out for a speed run recently, where I couldn't wrap my brain around the way the puzzle was supposed to be done. Not sure why that was. Just I couldn't get it figured out. So it just happens sometimes. And here this wizard chameleon is really just refusing to come over to my side of the room. So I got to hit him with a couple arrows and take him out that way. So now I know I need to go through this room based upon how the dungeon's been going, almost just to guarantee that what I'm looking for is going to be on the other side of this. Doing all that I can to use arrows, to use fire, and trying not to get hit as much as possible, to try and kind of do as much damage as I can while, not spending the entire time just running around the dungeon, which it does feel like that's what I'm doing at times. But, what you going to do? All right, there we go. Just give him a couple swipes to finish him off. We'll go through those pots just to look for some hearts that I've lost. And now I don't really need to take these guys out because this room is open. I'm really hoping I can find that blue key. There's the blue key door, which means more than likely this room right here is going to be that blue key. That's why that room I fought before, it had a meteor. I was pretty certain, even as I was fighting it, there's a good chance it was. I was hoping it wasn't, so it could have been some time saved since I was already in that room. But as it is, this isn't too far away from the blue door itself, so high chance of it being the blue key. And actually what you'll find is if you're up against a room that has, not necessarily if it has a lock on it, but a room where there is a door, a colored door as well, and then it's an item room, there's a good chance that you're actually sitting in the room that's going to give you the key to the room that you're in. And so that's something that you can kind of use to your advantage as well. Now, I skipped that item room. More than likely, that's going to be the map room. I'm hoping it's not, that I need to get the green key, and that's the green key room, but we'll find out as we go later on. As I get further along, especially as it being level 6 and not level 7, I feel a lot more confident that we're just dealing with the need to have, to get just the one key, and hopefully can do the rest. Now I'm taking it really cautious here because I'm down to half a heart. These explodey guys will just kill me. Well, they wouldn't one-shot me. They'd bring me down to no hearts. But I don't really want to be in that situation as I'm coming up against potentially the glitched boss room, because that guy can really mess with me. So here he is. So now I'm a little bit nervous being on half a heart, but I should be okay. Although I got to take this one easy as well, as we've got some explodey guys and I got a bat here. But I did get a heart drop, so that gives me a little bit more confidence to go up. Still not going to tank the explosions, but I feel confident in trying to get as close as I can while not taking some damage. I think from here I'm just going to play it safe, throw some arrows, throw some fire at him, let him do some burn damage, and just play it safe. Just spam some fireballs. Sometimes that's, you got to play it a little bit slow, because dying there, it would have been to walk all the way back through the dungeon again, which would not have been fun for anybody. But now that I got the bombs, I need to go back to Hammy's shop. So I'm going to go ahead and go back there. I did get a book to drop, so later on I can hopefully find that. But for now, we're just going to go back to Hammy's shop. Got to look and see where that actually is, and make my way over to him. So it looks like I'm going to fast travel back to level 5 to hopefully get to Hammy's house, or I'm just going to walk there. Looks like I'm just going to opt to walk there. See if I can make my way up. And yep, I can shoot my bow through, and now we're over at Hammy's house, which is great. So now I'll be able to pick up the hammer, which will be nice because that means I don't have to use any bombs when I actually need to go through rocks, which I'm guaranteed I'm going to need to do to get to the next dungeon because I just got the bombs. Now I can use my hammer instead. And any of those crabs that I find, I've got a much quicker way of killing them, which is absolutely great. So I'm thinking it's probably off this direction. I am seeing some rocks. They're not blocking my path, but I am thinking that's the way I've got to go. I do have to go up and around a little bit more, although I'm trying to guess to see if there's a different way that I can go. But it looks like I'm probably gonna be finding out very soon that this is the wrong way. Although right here, I am seeing some rocks. Looks like I may have made the right decision. I did go back and get a book because I did see the book drop before as well. We also found the zoologist, which again, we need to get the binoculars from the zoologist. And we've got a potion and some money we can pick up later on. I don't think I'm going to go figure out how to get there now. I'm just trying to get to that next dungeon itself. I'm having a little bit of struggle routing my way there, but there we go. Now I found my way to the pig's head. So other than the items itself, you may be asking, well, what does it take to make a perfect ending other than just collecting items? Because like I said, I'll be collecting those 8 different items. That, yes, there are 8 bosses and 8 items. What you're collecting them for is that you're going to be using the power of compassion to try and defeat each of the bosses rather than killing them. Well, they'll really only listen to you if you have an item to give them. And you show them we don't have to fight, and you can offer them up a gift. Was it actually a tip that the prince gives to you at one point? He tells you, you know what, hey, you can use the power of compassion, and it might not hurt to have a gift that you can give to to people in order to convince them, as opposed to fighting against them. So the game really does, if you're paying attention, try to tell you, hey, there's another way of doing it. Now, like I said, the first time you're playing through it casually, there's a strong chance that by the time you even see that message, though, you've already defeated the first boss. So there's really no way for you to get the perfect ending at that point. As soon as you defeat one of the bosses in a regular way without kind of, how should I say, by showing them compassion, as soon as you don't show compassion even one of the mini bosses, you lose the ability to do a perfect ending. So like I said, so if you're watching along here, so we are in the level 7 dungeon, and I did see the key there. So I knew I had to go ahead and get that green key. And so I'm guessing that there's actually, after I got the map, I know that the boss room is up this direction. The boss isn't immediately here, but that is the direction that the boss is. I do notice that I do need to get jump in order to get to that room, so there's no way for me to go that way, so I do need to go down and around. The reason I was hoping to get to the boss is that would have made it really easy for me when I came back later to be able to just take care to get right to that boss room. You can see the hammer making short work of these crabs who like to dodge your sword. They will still get knocked back, so putting them up against a wall is still the way to go. But they can't dodge the hammer, which is really nice. I'm going to go ahead and kill this guy because he's in my way. That's really the only reason why I took him out. Didn't need to, but, he was in my way. And that guy was in my way too, so just drop him into the drink. And sometimes I forget that I've caught things where I can pick stuff up. Then we got the level 7 glitched boss, and we've got a really tough fight. These guys are tough. There is a way to actually kind of take care of them pretty easily, which is using the lighter. And actually, if I hadn't lighted them right there, they all probably would have dove right into the pit, and I would have been just fine, but I was kind of panicking at this point. What you can do is, if you throw the lighter down, it will actually stun them, and it will make them put their swords down. And so you can go up and actually hammer them. But I'm not doing great with this. As you can see, I'm getting hit a lot, and I'm probably going to actually end up dying. I need one more hit and I go down. There we go. I'm going to have to make my way all the way back over to that room. All the way back over. There's no easy way. It's up and over. Because I couldn't get to the room before the boss room, that would have been another teleport point within the dungeon. I just have to walk it. I'm not super excited about this, but that's just the way it goes. And I can't go that way. I just remembered, oh yeah, I can't take that kind of shortcut through. I got to go all the way out and around because I don't have the spring boots yet. I don't have the jumpy jumps yet. So you got to go all the way around, unfortunately. A little bit of a time loss, but that's kind of what happens every now and then. You just keep going though at this point, especially because I'm still just trying to improve that hour-and-a-half PB, which I know there's a lot of time save that I have. So losing a minute or so on having to retrace my steps is fine. Now, hopefully I did learn my lesson and I'll do a little bit better this time rather than just kind of blindly flailing. I'm hoping that I'll just be able to actually take these guys out. I do know I was going the right direction too because I already saw the glitch boss. And now I've just got the 3 left. That's one thing that I do like, is that they don't undo any enemies that you've already killed. So there were originally, 5 in here? I did kill 2 of them. One jumped down a pit, and the other I was able to hit and destroy with a hammer. I think I'm doing a little bit better job of using the fire to stun them when they come charging at me, so that, except he still got me, so that I can hopefully not take tons of damage. I still get down to 1 heart here, down to half a heart. So maybe I'm at 0 hearts. Maybe I'm not doing as well as I thought I was. I'm going to go ahead and play it safe. Throw the fire at him, knock him down the hole, and pick up the springs with 0 hearts left. Oh my goodness. That was stressful. I did not want to have... I don't know if you'd be seeing this run if I had died again, because that would have just been tragic. Very, very tragic. So we're going to go ahead and grab a potion, I guess, and then find our way over to the 8th dungeon, or to the secret area. And I'm using my jumps because that's what I just got. Since I don't have many enemies in here, I'm going to go ahead and knock these enemies out to see if I can drop a tunic or something like that. Not seeing a tunic or anything, so we're going to keep going. Almost jumped myself into the hole right there. Doing a little bit of scouting, seeing what we can find. But we're going to make our way over to Professor Maxwell here in 25 minutes. Slow. It is a slow time. But I did a little bit of extra scouting around. Keep in mind, I was picking up library books and whatnot. I've gotten a lot better at this jump, but just struggling with it for whatever reason. Just had to get second try on it. But we're just gonna go ahead and charge on it, and we'll take some poison damage. This isn't gonna kill us, especially because we know there's some leaves right here. We can get some hearts to refill. There we go. And I don't know, why do I still struggle with this push button puzzle? I feel like every video I'm explaining it, but every PB that I have, I hesitate on that button puzzle. I have done it so many times. I should be able to do it in my sleep. I can do the palace almost in my sleep at this point, and I can't remember how to do the first part of that button puzzle whenever I come up. It's a simple push. It's a simple push, but I always almost push the one on the left forward every time. In fact, there have been times when I have done that recently. I think as recently as like the last couple runs ago, I walked in and just pushed the one on the left forward and blocked my path and was like, well, okay, I guess we got to reset this room. I guess it does happen to the best of us anyways. In we go. Now, the first thing I notice is there's a blue door right here. When you hop into right at a blue door, it's a good hint that that's the direction that after you get a key that you're probably going to want to go. It's probably something that you need behind the door, quite possibly another key. More than likely not the glitch boss, not in level 8, but I have another blue door off to the left. That could also be a path that I want to go down, but I know I'm going to need to look for a first item room, as there's a blue and a green door in that room. So definitely I'm looking for the item rooms at this point. Super happy I have the hammer to make short work of these crabs. I call them lobsters every now and then, but I think they're crabs, right? They're definitely, they've got the big pinchers. So I think they're, or was that more, no, lobsters have the different legs. Honestly, I'm not really good at knowing the difference. I should know. I think those are crabs. I think they are, because they're kind of like the big crab boss. So now again, with sort of the rule here, we've got a locked door here. This might be the green key, even though we don't have the blue key yet, but it's actually just the map. So neither of the two, but I knew good chance of there being something important. But getting the map, I actually noticed 2 things. If you looked at that map, or maybe you can go back and look at it, you saw that all the rooms left, or as you can see along the bottom there, they all leave a row completely open. What that means is that the secret room in level 8 is in that bottom row. Guaranteed every time it's going to be right there. Now remember, the blue door was over here. Now I have the map. I kind of know where I'm going, know where I need to get to, or I have a guess as to which one is going to be the boss, the mini boss. And I don't know why I cleared that room out. I did not need to as a push button puzzle. So I'm still taking a little bit of a guess as to which way to go. I'm thinking I need to go up and to the right. I'm hoping that it's not blocked off and that I have the key that I need. I'm hoping that it's just a blue and not a green key. So we're going to go ahead and go left here and then go up. A button puzzle. This actually was one that had me a little bit flummoxed when I was looking at it, because I actually don't remember working on this button puzzle before. But it's definitely one that I'm like, okay, I have to push the puzzle through enough, but if I push it to the left, it's going to lock into the corner. You can see me just struggling with, well, what's the best way to do it? And I decided, you know what, I think if I push it up, okay, now I can get it all the way through. And I sat here going, no, can I push that one all the way over to the side? I was a little bit nervous about that. I don't know why this one took me so much time, but now I'm like, okay, and why did I walk the long way around? I don't know. This button puzzle had me so flummoxed. Ugh, and now here is a dangerous room. Hopefully I've learned from my mistakes, and I'm going to actually use fire as opposed to just tanking the sword. I'm tanking the sword on every single hit, but I am getting hearts. These guys are fortunately dropping hearts for me, so even though I'm tanking a lot of hits, a lot of spears to the chest, I survived that one, not learning my mistake from the previous time. So there is this long corridor down to the right. I'm going to gamble on the fact that it's going to be down this corridor, but we shall see. And there I learned my lesson one-on-one. Hit him with flame, wait for him to put the sword down, and then go to the side. Or, if it's not a locked room, just don't even fight him at all. So I'm feeling pretty good about this. Let's see if I guessed right. I did guess right, fortunately. It could have been either or of those. So now we've got a little bit of I don't want to die and have to make my way all the way back here again. So trying to figure out the best way to take these guys on. I'm thinking that that guy keeps running himself into the wall. So maybe if I kind of smash through here and take out this skeleton boy first, and then grab the heart that got opened up and another heart, then maybe I can get him. And I did. They weren't too bad. They were, as you see, they went out just fine. Now before I leave, I'm probably gonna end up actually checking for that secret item. In fact, that's what I would do if I was doing this run right now, but I'm not sure if I'm actually going to do that. Now, I want to make sure I don't get into the boss fight quite yet. I don't have all the items, but I know right in this row somewhere I'm going to have the secret room. There it is, and it's the buoy. Not something that I need. I'm going to go ahead and leave that and get out. But at least now I know level 8 is not where the revolver is. This is where, again, a lot of the luck can just happen. Can you find that revolver early? That can really make or break your run. So here's where this differs from both the catastrophe and from the actual perfect ending from the sacrifice ending itself, because now I need to go through and do all of the side mystery item quests. And like I said, that's where I need to find the traveling merchant to get the bottle of water. I need to find the axe cutter. I need to collect all these books. I don't know what I'm at for books, but I don't have all that many yet, and I need to get those. There's one spot for the traveling merchant. He's obviously not there right now, but he will be there eventually when we come back to it. So I'm just trying to figure out my best way of going about doing this. Now, there is a little skip here, a little bit of tech. I might not necessarily needed to do this, but I thought, you know what? I've done it before, and I want to go down this ledge. So if you dash and you jump, and you have your jump, the height of your jump be right at the edge of your dash, in 3 of them, as you can see there, I'm moving along the ledge. One more should do it. Oh, and I messed it up. You got to kind of chain 3 in a row. 3 good. You have to get into this nice dash jump rhythm. Looks like now I'm moving along. 1 more should do it, and we got over the ledge. So again, I don't know. I could have just potentially walked around and down, but you know what? It's good practice, good tech to have. It can save time. It actually can lead to actually some sequence skips later on if you actually do that in, say, a catastrophe ending. Specifically, if you get the lighter and you get your jumping early on, you can actually skip going into some dungeons altogether if there's some items that you just don't need. And so that's something that you could do. Now, I might decide to try to do another one right here, or I could just, you know what, there's actually a much easier way than trying to do a ledge jump over here. What I can do, I could have just wrapped around and jumped over, but at this point I'm committed to doing it, so here we go. That didn't take nearly as long. The status effect house we do find, so we're going to talk to Potter and Tunley real quick, because they're going to give us the quest of finding Tressa, their sister. And so now when we run into the cave, we'll be able to talk to the person at the front of the cave and hopefully get that quest done right away. Now, I'm still looking for all the different things. I'm basically using this time now to both find the palace, the axe cutter. Axe cutter's on this side. We found the axe cutter. He's always in Glitch City. And it looks like there's the tree on the left that we're going to be able to cut down because we do need his error log item. And since we've already cut one down, let's go ahead and double check. And this is a good setup. When you see this with the pots in the middle, this one, usually you can get the double jump boots. And I've had pretty good success at finding these. I don't know if that's just my luck that I'm having, that I'm actually finding them. I no longer need to do those special flame hops or whatever they're called because I can just jump up and down ledges now at this point. This makes the movement tech a lot easier in this game. You'll see me doing this ledge jumping a significant amount as we go on through. Now, you can't jump over things like glitched out pixels, but there, quick double jump that I got from those shoes that I picked up, and I was able to get up to the merchant itself. All right, so now we picked up the runny blue potion that I know is the water. He told me where he's going to be next, which is fourth down from the left on the bottom. I'm going to try and remember that, although I'm probably going to forget because I'm terrible at that. But now that I have the water, I know I can start the thirsty guy thing. So we're going to go over to that. If I can find where he is. I think he's right up there as the thirsty person. So if I go over to that dungeon, I can actually find it right away. But I'm thinking maybe I'm wanting to go over to unlock the palace first since I'm already right here. Or just keep looking. And I found a book that just dropped. So that's actually pretty great. So we're going to go and keep wrapping around, keep looking for things. All right, at this point I decide, you know what? Let's go kick off the thirsty person quest. We have the water bottle that we got from the merchant. So let's go ahead and talk to him. Let me have that water potion. He says, even though we haven't identified it, he knows and recognizes that it's a water potion. So we don't have to, because if you drink that one, then you won't have it, but you'll have identified it that it's water. And then you have to find the traveling merchant again to kick it off. Instead, you can just go right away and you get the paperclip that I'm realizing right now I don't think I've unlocked or found the office yet. So a big part of what I need to do is on the west side of the map, try and find the office building. So a fair amount of time in the in your perfect run is going to be spent trying to find these various buildings. You have to find the thirsty person, you have to find the naked bear, the zoologist, you have to find the office, you have to find the axe. Axe guy, I don't know what is, woodcutter, I suppose. There's a lot that you actually need to do to try and find things. And so you spend a lot of time just kind of going around and you got to find all those different things. Now, I'm going to go ahead and buy the red linen tunic and try that on to see what that actually is. And I realize at some point I picked up a black silk tunic, which is the speed tunic. I don't know, honestly. And as I was watching back there, I was trying to see when I picked it up. I never saw picking it up. I don't know when I got. I must have picked it up with something else. But now I have the speed tunic, which means I can walk significantly faster. The bummer is I've probably had it for a while. So I've probably had faster movement at my disposal this whole time and just never known it. So that's really unfortunate. But here I do find the office buildings. You can see there's really not a lot of reason to do even the lighter dashes because the speed tunic, it's now questionable whether that's going to be faster because it's got a little bit of that charge up time. So I've got the paper clip and I'm going to go ahead and jump around. I don't know why I necessarily did that. I can just walk up. So we're gonna keep going up. We're gonna keep trying to find now because now that I've got that, I need to find what did I get here? I got the pen, so I need to find this guy. I need to find creepy guy. So once we find the creepy guy, he gives me his forged deed with his autograph on it, which now means I can go to the bank. Which now I'm gonna wait to go to the bank because I'm going to go to the bank anyways when I'm on the quest for finding Tressa, which is going to lead me to the bank. So what I'm wanting to do now before I go to the bank, because I have the money for the bank, I now have the forged deed for the bank, and the third thing that I want to have is the Tress mission kicked off, which means I need to find the cave. The cave is a little bit hard to find, so I usually can stumble upon it, but I need to find the Hallucination cave, and I've not stumbled upon it, which means it's in an unexplored tile somewhere on the eastern part. And so I'm going to go around just opening up more areas and more spots until I can hopefully find it. And while we're at it, probably go ahead and open up the palace as well, because we have not opened the palace yet. So we're going to do that. And there's the palace. And look, $100. We'll definitely take $100. So we'll go ahead and go in here. We'll dive in so that we unlock the palace as a warpable place to get back to. In fact, it looks like I'm going to go ahead and do the palace route right now since I have the speed tunic, and that'll allow me to have the key so that I can just go ahead and unlock the front gate for when I come back in later. No reason for you to check that tunic because I already have the speed tunic. That's the best tunic you can have in the game. Unfortunately, I have the hammer as well, so I just need to defeat all these spiders, then wrap up, defeat the spider on the top, then wrap down, defeat the spider on the bottom, and I somehow didn't notice that I didn't kill that spider. I don't know what's wrong, but okay, I'll come back and do it again, I guess. And I got a double jump, and I still somehow did not. I failed that jump. And now I'm like, because I'm going so fast, I'm actually kind of a little bit flummoxed on where am I supposed to go next. A little bit of a brain fart there. You saw me kind of hesitating for a second, like, what am I supposed to be doing? But now I'm remembering what I got to do. Go all the way back through here and on to the left. So still relatively clean. I just, well, because of having the speed tunic going faster than I'm used to, I couldn't remember what I was supposed to do. I'm going to make sure I definitely want to pick up the key this time because we're just going to leave. And I don't know why I went to that other screen. I definitely did not need to. But we need to continue on our way to try and find the... what am I trying to say? I'm trying to find... We got to find the cave. We got to find the mysterious cave somewhere. It's usually not in the far quadrant. Usually it's in sort of the next section over, not in Glitch City. But I'm going to go all the way up in Glitch City because I haven't quite gone all the way up there yet. Somehow ran into a poison trail, but that's okay. And we're going to grab some. I'm almost dead for some reason, so that's actually not good. But we're going to go ahead and make our way over. Hopefully at some point we can find something to heal ourselves with. Or we'll just take out everything on this. I don't know why I'm deciding to do that, because I'm going to get hit and came over just like I thought. Oh, silly me. And if I'd gone into any of those caves, I could have teleported back to them. So I'm going to start somewhere else. Maybe go north and south here, east and west. I do notice there's a little bit of money over there. I'm going to go over and grab that. Pretty sure. Yeah, there we go. Let's go grab that. There's the naked bear. I am going to need that later, so I'm happy that I ran into the naked bear. But now I need to go. I'm wanting to go north. So we're going to go ahead and go over to here. Going to double jump our way to victory. And I am just double jumping all over the scene. I'm not used to having the double jump and speed tunic together. It's an interesting combination because you can get a lot of height and distance there by doing that. That's not quite what I want to do, but you know, it still works. It still works. I need to go one more over. And I thought I need to go back. Actually, I don't need to go back because I have the ability to just double jump up there. It's not quite where I thought it was going to be. So now I've got to keep looking. Now I'm thinking it's probably down here on the bottom half of this map. So we're going to wrap ourselves around to try and find it. Maybe it's over here. And there it is. We've found it. Okay, that's perfect. So now we'll go ahead and talk. All right, so now we got Tressa's phone number. So now we're going to give her a call. All right, so there we go. So now we know Tressa's in the library. We got to go to the library because we have not even talked to Paige yet to get Paige back, which is fine. And I've actually forgotten that I haven't gotten Paige. So I was going to get the whistle out to get Paige out. I was like, wait a minute, Paige, you're still in here. And I thought while I'm at it, maybe I can get Paige to come with me, but Paige is just going to give me that same message over and over again. So never mind. I guess we'll come back a little bit later once we've finished the thing at the bank. So we're going to go over to the bank. And now we've got all the things that we need to handle at the bank in one shot. So first off, we hand the deed into the skeleton. He gives us the empty briefcase. That's what we're going to need to take to the traveling merchant. Now, they asked, we're asked the security questions, the name of Tressa's oldest brother or oldest sibling and youngest sibling, which is Potter and Tunley, which we then get the name of Tressa's phone number. We call her mom, and mom says, oh, she's probably in some dungeon. So now we're going to need to go into the dungeon to talk to Tressa. Before we do that, though, we'll come in here, and we have 388 coins, which is great, which means we need to deposit a little bit over, as long as we go over 333, 334, We deposit that so that we've got over a third of the way to 1,000. If anything, you have a third, quarter, or a half makes it easier. As long as you're at a third, it shouldn't take too long. So you buy shares in this first one because it's at $1. It can only go up. There's no way for it to go down. In fact, it does right away. It goes up, which is great. So now we just need it to go up. Actually, it went up 0, so it did nothing. Never mind. We needed to go up twice. We needed to go up from 1 to 2 and from 2 to 3, or maybe even just straight 1 to 3. But there it goes. It goes up to 2 in just 2 rolls. Now we got to roll again to get it to go up to 3. I haven't seen it go back down to 1 when it goes to 2. So this is a fairly safe thing. It's just a matter of how many rolls you have to sit here actually doing. What I'm trying to do is to get to my money that I've deposited over a value of 1,000, and then you try to withdraw it. They say their withdrawal limit is set to 999. Well, and unfortunately we hit like a jackpot here, but Palk was not actually one of the stocks that was impacted by it. That's really too bad. But once it gets over, but if you try to withdraw more than that, they say, I'm sorry, we can't give you that money. We can't give you 1,000 or more because that would cause a rush or cause a destabilization of things. Just, I don't know, some excuse that they have. So they've got a daily withdrawal limit, but they will give you an IOU. And that's one of the items you need. You need the IOU. And so you do that. You say you want to withdraw 1,000. There we go. We got up to 3 cents. And so now we are able to withdraw that. See if I remember to do it. I usually never do. I actually need to sell all of those shares. So now we can go over and make our withdrawal. We try to withdraw more than 1,000. Boom. He says he can't do it. I'm so sorry. And now we say we want to go in and withdraw. Let's withdraw our $9.99 or something close to it. There we go. All right. So now we've got our nearly $1,000. So we've actually gotten more money itself at the same time, as well as got another item that we need. So now we're going to go back into the dungeon where, again, we're going to see Tressa, who we just talked to Tressa's mom a little bit ago before we did our little stock manipulation here. Here comes Tressa. She's going to tell me, okay, well, she gives me the patent, which is an item that we need, and she's going to go open the status effect shop. We're actually not going to go to the status effect shop, but when you play casually, it's a great way to get potions and tunics, etc., that you might not have, that you might not have collected, that you might want to use. So we've done a lot. So now we've got 3 of the items. We still need to get quite a few more, though. I need to take that briefcase, the traveling merchant, next. That's probably what I'm going to do, because we're going to get a shirt. And then when we find the traveling merchant, a total of 4 times we get an item from him. The shirt, we have to take the naked bear. The naked bear gives us the bear claw that we take to the woodcutter. I'm just trying to remember all these things that I need to do and then go on my way. I don't know why I'm spending so much time here. I don't know why I went back in either. I think it's my controller, a little bit bugged sometimes. We need to try and remember. I think I'm remembering where they said that they were. Actually, no, I'm not remembering where the traveling merchant said that they were. Like I told you, I completely forget sometimes where the traveling merchant says that they were. They're down on the bottom, but I'm not remembering that right now. So I'm going to all the other locations. But I think I'll hopefully remember here in a second where they are. Also a possibility, and this is something that throws me off a fair amount as well, is that I keep wrapping the screen when I'm not meaning to because I'm going so fast, is that the status effects shop shows up as a shop as well. I sometimes confuse that for the traveling merchant icon. So I'm definitely going to completely the wrong location. The traveling merchant did tell me that they were down on the bottom, and I keep going to the wrong spot. It's like, oh my goodness, are you kidding me? All right, well, I'm not remembering where the traveling merchant is. They did show me on their little map. I must just not have been paying attention to where that was. And I could have just traveled over to the cave. It's looking like I'm going to actually put that on the side burner for now, or talk to them. Okay, I'm just making sure I can teleport back to the cave, because I do need to go into the cave for a couple of things. Once I get Paige, once I have enough books for Paige, I'm going to go back to the library and I'm going to get Paige. Now, once I've got 12, once I have 12 books, then Paige will be able to follow me, and then Paige will say, "Hey, you've collected a lot of my books. I want to do a little bit of a celebration. And but first, I need you to find me 12 pink mushrooms, or 12 pink mushroom corpses." And one of the second wave of the hallucination cave is 4 pink mushrooms. So you then want to go to the cave, and you basically start the hallucination wave 3 times. Now, if you happen to find along the way and you found 2 others, then it's not so bad. Now, I did find one of the books, which is one of the items, which is great. And so now I can continue on my way. I need to find more books to give to the librarians so that I can take librarian, go into the pink cave, get the marshmallows, get the locket, which is one of the items that we need, as well as then actually complete the hallucination cave itself. So that's another piece. But now that I have the dirty shirt, I know that I can go to the naked bear over here, give the bear the dirty shirt so he won't be naked anymore. He gives me the bear claw that I can now go back to the left and give that bear claw to the zoologist over here. I can just double jump down. I don't know why I'm going around. I have the double jump after all. Sometimes I forget. You're not used to the movement tech that you have. But anyways, so there we go. So now we got the binoculars, which is another one of the 8 items that we're going to need, which is fantastic. And I'm just trying to figure out how I need to go around looking for books. Actually, I don't know specifically what I'm looking for right now. I might be looking for... To be honest, I'm not sure. I think I'm just going to go around looking for more books at this point because that's really the next piece of what I'm missing. But I could be wrong about what I'm looking for. I could be very wrong about that as well. Yeah, it looks like I'm just going around looking at more of the locations that I haven't quite scouted out or scoped out yet, realizing, you know what, I might need to swim there so I can find whatever I think I'm looking for. I honestly don't know what I'm looking for, what I think I'm looking for at this point. But I know I can go across and over. So I've explored all of the areas on the bottom of the map. Now I'm going back up to the top. I'm just trying to get at all the tiles. Again, I don't remember at this point what it was that I was looking for, but I am bound and determined to make my way over there. Ah, that's right, the 3 bears house. I needed to find the 3 bears house because I had not done the Goldilocks puzzle yet. Now, the way this is supposed to work is you're supposed to kind of hide in the room as Goldilocks comes in, and then once you get to the 3rd room, first off, you can just go outside, and then if you wrap the screen to the right and left real quick, you'll see it'll spawn 2 more Goldilocks, and once all 3 of them leave the screen, it counts as one Goldilocks finishing all 3 of the hide and seek areas or something like that. I don't really know. It's actually just this room and then the room above it, so you save a little bit of time doing it that way. So, but you'll see it kind of glitches out because as soon as they both leave, it's like, hey, great job, Lenna. And they leave the police report right there at kind of the bottom of the screen. And so you have to kind of make your way over to it by like wrapping the screen right there. But it's an easy way to get an item. Okay, that's what I was looking for. That's right. So the last things I need are the trophy from the hallucination cave and the locket from Paige. So that means I got to find some books. Next thing I got to do is books. I'm actually sitting there trying to figure it out. That's why I'm sitting on this screen. I, for the life of me, can't remember what I'm missing. I'm like, oh yeah, books. I got to find books. Now, a little known fact as well is that the first potion in the main shop here in the starting village will always be healing potions. Just like the first potion in with the traveling merchant will always be healing potions. And so if what you're wanting to stock up on is the traveling merchant will always have water. The starting shop will always be healing. So if what you're wanting to do is to find some healing potions and stock up on those, don't have to drink one. Just buy as many of those first potions from that first bear's shop. So right now I'm on a quest to do more defeating enemies in areas to get more items to actually drop on the different screens. And try not to die while I do it so I can hopefully get as many books as possible to drop. Because once you defeat all the enemies, snowmen not included, on a screen, you'll often get them to drop an actual item on the screen itself. Now, I don't want to necessarily do the wizards or anything else like that. I'm looking for easy, where maybe there's just one enemy on a screen. I just realized, no, never mind, I'm not going to go for that one. Oh, but these guys, some crabs that just jumped in the water. I just realized, hey, wait a minute. All but one enemy jumped. Well, these two enemies, they're jumping in the water for me. So let's go ahead and finish them off. Hopefully I get a book. And no, we did not. Well, I don't want the meteorite. I picked it up anyways for some silly reason. I'm not sure why. But okay, we've now unlocked that area. Don't need to worry about multiplayer cave. I am going to talk to some of these villagers because there is a chance that they'll drop something for you. I'm hoping that they'll give me a book or something, but I'm not finding anything. Oh, little pink slime up there. Deciding not to fight that guy. I'll fight this guy, see if we can get a book. We got a book. Okay, so we've now got 6 books. We're halfway there. This is going to take what feels like forever to actually get all of this. And what I see over here is a possibility of going into a glitched area. You can get a book from doing this, but it's a little bit tedious to fight and take everybody out. But, if you can do it quickly, it's not that big of an area. I got a book. I actually got really lucky there. There's a lot of items that can spawn in there. And I just had this feeling. I was like, you know what? Let's go ahead. I don't think I do any more of them. But, it's sometimes worth going after. I don't know why that person won't talk to me. But I do see a yellow slime over here. Let's go ahead and kill that yellow slime. And just dropped a potion. I'm going to ignore that. I definitely don't need that potion. So we just got 2 skeletons. Like I said, snowmen don't count. So if we kill these 2 skeletons, we'll get something to drop maybe. Nothing dropped. That's unfortunate. Again, another crab here. Let's get something to drop. Nothing drops. That's just too bad. A lot of RNG at this point, just trying to figure out exactly what is going to drop where. Oh, we do have a spider in here that we could take out. And nothing. Again, just so much nothing. Just 1 snail. I'm not one to take him out for whatever reason. I'm not sure. I'm just literally going around trying to find all the enemies that I can to take out. I'm not one to mess with snails apparently, but I decide this guy's worth taking out. Just one of them. Hey, a book. All right, so we are now at 8. 4 to go. 4 to go. Dolphins also don't count. They're like the snowmen, so you don't have to worry about sitting around trying to kill the dolphins. Even though there seems to be a lot of dolphins for whatever reason. A lot of dolphins. I decided to cut my losses on that side of the island, come over to this side and see what I can find. Finding a lot of bats. Let's take out some of the bats. They're pretty easy. Hopefully we can luck into a book drop. No books dropped. That's unfortunate. Oh, hey, and look at there. Now we got one to drop, but I got to grab my bow. Only way, well, no, I'm like, nope, I don't have to grab my bow. Wait a minute. I can jump over the ledge. Now we're at 9. We're getting closer. Again, this is something where if you can find books along the way, it can be a lot better. It can save you a significant amount of time. But, I mean, you deal with it. You take the RNG that you can get. Look at that. A green tunic that I know I don't need, but I'll still pick it up for whatever reason. I'm at 10 now. I've got the monster manual. We got a bat coming at us over here and nothing. Oh, no, never mind. We actually dropped a book. 11. We're almost there. So this is Paige now asking about the books. Saying, yes, we know, but I'm not quite there yet. We definitely want to get all the way to 12. I decide, you know what? I've been having good luck. Let's see if we can get it to drop in. Now, that's a cool item to have. That's something that can sequence break, but nothing we're going to take right now. We're going to keep going. We got to try and find find any other areas that have got some enemies that we can take out quickly. Now, the reason why I came over here to the west side is I hadn't really done any enemy killing on this side, so I was pretty much guaranteed that if I cleared enemies, there's a good and they had an item drop, I was going to get that item drop. Got a potion that I don't need, but I see a Skelly down here sitting all by his lonesome. Maybe he'll drop a book. He does drop a book, so that's all 12. So now we can head back over to the library, get Paige, talk to her, have her follow us, start the whittle, and have her say, hey, let's collect purple marshmallows. We head over to the hallucination. It's the hallucination cave. All right. So we need 10 pink mushroom corpses is what she tells us. So let's go to the cave and let's go in and start the wave a few times. So you'll see round 1 is just 2 bats, and then we get 4 mushrooms, and each time they die, we're going to pick up their heads. And so that's 4. We're a third of the way there. I can just leave and go back in. The speed tunic helps to kind of zip around this room very well as well. What also is very helpful for the hallucination cave is if you can pick up a strength tunic. If you can't find speed, strength is also very helpful. So this is the last one where what I'm actually going to do is collect them, and then Paige will talk to me and be like, hey, she'll get an exclamation point where she's like, hey, let's actually have a conversation for our celebration. We'll go ahead and do that, and we'll get Paige's locket, which means we got 1 item left to go, which is now just the beta cave, which is exactly what we're in right now. So we just need to finish this off without dying. Yeah, without dying. I know. Now, I did pick up health potions. So the smart person would say, well, hey, you picked up health potions. So if you just equip the health potions, then you should be good to go. I also should note that while Paige won't go away, she does absolutely nothing while in this cave. She doesn't throw books. She doesn't attack or anything. She just wanders around completely, for whatever reason, irritates the crap out of me. If you're going to be there, do something, you know? I'm not sure why, because Paige will stick around and fight usually. She just doesn't do it in here. I mean, she's attracting the attention of the crabs, which is actually costing me some time because I want them to come after me as well. So it's kind of annoying. But my recommendation is after you get the locket from Paige, you can just say, hey, see you later, whistle away, and yeah, especially because when you have Paige with you, as much as I like Paige in a casual run, she adds extra dialogue and text into the game, which technically from a speedrun perspective actually loses you time. So I'm going to go ahead right here and toot on the whistle, or at least I thought I did. I'm not sure why. I want to actually grab the new potions that I bought, which I know are health potions, because the smart person is right here going to actually use those instead of dying, right? Right? The smart person is going to do that. The smart person is going to use those. I'm just realizing about right now, too, that I didn't actually dismiss Paige. I grabbed the whistle. I thought I used it. She's still just hanging around doing nothing. I don't understand. I don't understand why she's so useless in the cave, because she's very helpful the rest of the areas. But, you know, whatever. Okay, sure. Why not? All right. All right. So I'm going to go and grab some fire here because that gets rid of some of the poison, because frankly, that's really, really annoying. And that should help me to actually get around to take care of these guys. All right. Now I need to use the hammer. 2 hammer shots will take care of these guys, but it's 3 sword swipes. So that little bit extra damage that you get from the hammer on these guys makes a big difference. Maybe it's because their armor or armor value. I don't really know how the HP system actually fully works. And you know what? I should be careful. Yeah, healing potion. Guess what that means? I get to start all over again. And this time, Paige, get out. All right? Seriously, can't believe I have to do that over again. But this time, at least the pink marshmallows won't drop their corpses and cause me to have to lift them over my head and say, hey, look, it's a pink marshmallow. Yeah, the nice thing about doing this with a strength tunic on is a lot of these guys are 1 shot instead of 2. And so you get through the waves of enemies a lot more efficiently. Kind of just walk around and attack them and take care of them. And so now I'm definitely, I keep an account of my hearts. Like, okay, I'm down to 2.5 now. Next time I take a hit, I'll be at 2. I'm just trying to be really careful. You know, those guys actually drop hearts, so that's okay. I'm back to full. I'm back to full. I just noticed I'm back to full. Let's take care of these smiler spiders. Smiley spiders. Yeah, I'm keeping track. Again, 2.5, because now we're not dropping hearts. So 2.5 hearts. Trying to go fast. Take a risky strats whenever possible. Just keeping an eye. I can't believe I died that last time. It's just ridiculous. Can't believe that. And that's a few minutes right there that I definitely have some time save next time I play the game. Because this takes like a solid, 5 minutes? And I think I was like 3 or 4 minutes through. So, I mean, that's another 3 or 4 minutes that I got to do over again. It's like, oh my gosh. Especially this wave's just annoying. It really is just annoying. Now, I do have a potion. I think at some point I decide, screw it, I'm going to damage boost through everything. Or maybe not yet, but yeah, I'm like, okay, these guys are annoying. It's annoying as crap. All right, let's take them all out. One more snail. And now we get the rock spiders. Here's where we were at before. Oh boy. Can't believe I messed that one up as badly as I did. Now I'm down to 2.5, so I'm going to have to keep track. Down to 2 hearts. It's 1.5 hearts. Come on, let's be careful. I mean, go fast, but, be careful. Oh my goodness. All right. We're still doing okay. Is after this, okay, down to 1 heart. We use a potion. Smart. They only cost 50. Doesn't take all that long to get another one. So we can use as much as we want. All right, now is on to the last phase. That was kind of annoying phase. I'm definitely using the sword here because sometimes I can get 2 hits in. But I am noticing I'm down to 2 hearts, so I got to be careful. 1.5 heart. When I get another hit, I'm going to definitely take a potion right away because I do not want to have to redo all of this yet again. That was absolutely tragic when that happened before. But I might not take another hit. I might be good. I mean, I've got 1 guy left now. Wherever he's going to teleport to. And we did not need it. That's awesome. Cool. All right. So now we've got all 8, which is pretty nice. So now we can go back through the actual dungeons themselves and fight and then spare each of the bosses. So we're going to go back through 1 through 8. Now it's kind of similar to what we'll be doing in a sacrifice run. The difference being on the last hit of whatever the last phase is of the boss that we're in, we'll have the ability to use the power of compassion to say, hey, maybe we shouldn't fight. Maybe instead, should be over in the corner over here. Maybe instead, we can, and I realized I was stuck in the corner, saw the flail showing up. Maybe instead we should not fight and you can just go away and just leave. So the way that we do that, I need to take the power of compassion here and make sure that's equipped. Kind of remind myself, because what you'll see is if you follow the hits here, see how the power of compassion is sitting in that yellow item slot down there. It's just sitting there static. Well, when you can use it, which is on the last hit, when you could be dealing the death blow, you have the ability to hit the power of compassion and use it. So 3 hits. So I'm walking away from him to make sure I don't accidentally do something stupid and ruin the perfect run. But I can hit that. I throw him the binoculars. Each boss needs 1 of the 8 items. And there we go. Okay, and we're done. We go out. Again, we're skipping a cutscene by skipping away to the menu and bicycling out. Oh, perfect timing, Prince Daniel. And this is where it's really unfortunate that I'm having controller issues, because there's a couple times when I'm trying to move a little bit, I end up moving way too much and end up going fully into the actual fight itself. Now the boss fight should be right here. Excellent. It's a matter of knowing kind of what patterns to look for. You will always enter up to a boss room. There's always some type of a locked key door to get into that boss room as well. And so as you're looking at the map, as you're looking to figure out where could it be, there will always be a room with a key door going up that leads to the boss room. And in a early dungeons 1 to I think 1 through 4, it's always going to be a blue key. There you can see I threw Santa the IOU, and I think 5 and 6 it's going to be a green door, and 7 and 8 it's going to be a red door. You need a red key to go into that boss room. So it's a good way that you can kind of check to see when you're looking at the map. If you don't have the full map, like right now, this could be in the very top left corner because I see there is a room that goes up. However, that's not a boss. A boss entrance room will always have a little dot on it for the ability to teleport to that room. And so I know it's not going to be on the far left, even though it looks like I'm going to go check anyways, for whatever reason. I don't know why I must have not remembered the fact that it can't be that way. But meanwhile, I'm wrapping around trying to find it, and I think it's going to be to the left here. It's not there. So it's going to be somewhere off, kind of in the left or the right-hand corner-ish of this dungeon. Having some wrapping issues, but we'll get it figured out. So now I figure it's going to be along this left side. Sure, there it is. Fighting Sandolphin. Now, Sandolphin also only going to be a single phase boss. Although technically, I suppose you could call it 3 phases, but he's not going to have his last phase. So instead of making the last hit, so there's going to be 2 of these. It's going to go up here and then going to be down at the bottom somewhere. On the 3rd hit, we have to hop onto the platform, and once he's vulnerable on the 3rd one, we can hit the button. Now, for some reason, I forgot that I don't actually need to be out of the water. I could just hit the button literally right now, but I forgot. So I waited till the platform came around, and I could validate that it was actually spinning in circles. So there we go. That's 1, 2, and 3. So from now on, we will have final phases on each of the bosses, mini bosses. Also, things I'm going to look for is I definitely need to have the revolver at some point. Now I know I can just head straight up because I know the boss room. Because I have the map in this one, I know the boss room is right there. I also could spend the time going through trying to find. There you can see that blue door there. And again, the entrance is always at the bottom of the boss room. So if I didn't have the map, that'd be one way I could go, okay, I think the boss room is going to be next. I definitely need to have a bomb because what I can do is I can skip the first throwing phase, kind of get his first phase going faster, and his second phase, if we wanted to, if this was not perfect ending, whoopsies, we could cheese that as well. And whoops, so I need to just drop a bomb for myself. Drop a bomb, and there we go. That counts as well. As long as you drop the bomb first and then throw it. If you try to just throw the bomb at him, it doesn't work. Now I'm on 1 heart. I got to be really careful when I can use this. Because I'm going to use some healing potion here, which is just to be smart. That's really smart. So otherwise, I think it probably takes some damage here. He's going to throw these skulls at us, and as soon as he starts doing the fire phase, the fire comes up right there. I can use it. I have to wait a little bit to be able to use it. But it will start kind of swirling itself so that you can see that. All right, so we get out. Now, I could spend a little bit of time going for the secret room, and it looks like I am going to do that. I'm going to go look for it a little bit because I do have the map open, so I can pretty easily figure out where it would be, potentially. So I'm just going to be going around, kind of walking the pyramid direction, even though I don't do that quite right. Not sure what I was doing here, going around through the inside. I wanted to go around the outside, but that's okay. So we are going to wrap around and going the long way. I see it can't be right there. So now I should go over to the other side of the map. All right, maybe I will. There we go. We found the room, and we actually found the revolver right away. So that's I'm forgetting that I was thinking of a different run apparently that I had where I said earlier I didn't find it right away. Finding the revolver right away is really good. It means we can skip looking for the secret rooms in any of the others that we go to. We can just go in, fight the boss, spare the boss, have compassion, and go along our merry way. We don't have to look for that hidden room anymore, which is great because level 4 is the area that you want to do that. Now, the smart thing to do would be to go left, not right, but I'm going to go right and left. Okay, okay. Ramping issues aside, I guess I'm going left now. I'm going to get to that boss room. We got the tabby. We got Archangel Cat Seal, the murder tabby. So this one, you'll be entering the Konami code on the second fight, just like you would be on a regular old sacrifice run. The difference is on the final right input, you don't put that in. Instead, you use this. This is the one where honestly, it is the easiest for me to forget what I'm doing, because I'm thinking about entering the code up, down, down, left, right. And so I have walked all the way up to the controller and then out of the corner of my eye, seen the little icon for the compassion thing swirling and going, oh no. And then it's why I keep it there to remind myself, you're careful with what you do, all right? Like right here, I'm getting positioned to hit it again. And no, don't hit it again. Don't hit it again. Just, because that, I mean, you do that, there's no backing out, because we haven't made any safety saves or anything else like that. There's no way to back out to a save. Like, it's done at that point. You quit, you reset. It's not a perfect run anymore. And it would be a really long sacrifice or catastrophe run at this point too. So it's not worth continuing. So now you do a little bit of trying to find the boss. There's a possibility this is sort of the spaceship one where you're going to have the boss in kind of the middle at the top. So I'm going over to the top. I'm actually checking the corners as well in case it's that variant. I think it is going to be the boss room at the top. It sure is, which is great. So now I got to try and get lined up on Tentaculus while being way off to the side. So I don't really have a lot of time to really set this up effectively. And it's really tough. I think I got it right there. We'll see. Remembering quickly as well, I need to get bombs out. And we're going to make sure we've got that. All right. And here's where we hope. Here's where we hope we've got it lined up. It looks good. It looks good, but yes, all right, we did. We got lined up. That's always a relief when we can be lined up like that and just kind of skip that kind of phase of each round or that attack pattern for each round. It's always nice to see. It's always nice to see. Now, occasionally, for whatever reason, I'll make a slight sideways input, and even though I had it the first time, I'll kind of be all messed up the second time. I'm not really sure why that is, but it is what it is. All right, we got those. Because it is 2 phases. Oh, throw it. Oh, just barely got it. All right, so now I'm going to throw my healing potions on in case I need them again. I got to dodge these orbs, and once the tractor beam comes out, we can have compassion. And I just got to dodge these plasma orbs until then. Doing a pretty good job with the speed tunic. It's not so bad, but I mean, I'm probably still going to get hit just because doing this flawless is just difficult. It really is. Those orbs don't take a recognizable pattern, but am I going to flawless it? Oh, look at that. We actually did flawless the second phase or the final phase of Tentaculus. And okay, so I did not get it before the bounce, but we got it. We got out without the cutscene, which is the more important part. Rather have a bounce than a cutscene, for so to speak. So we're going to go to Dungeon 8 and or 5. I did them out of order. Okay, I wasn't paying attention to that. Apparently I did them out of order. Now there is on the speedrun.com page a guide towards what are the different types of dungeons that are available, what are the different shapes that can form, and where the bosses tend to spawn in each of them. I've taken a look at it. I need to, now that I've gotten much more familiar with the game, I need to kind of look at those and look for the patterns again. Now I see the locked door up with the blue key and level 5. That lets me know, hey, that's probably going to be right where the boss door is. I was right. So into Krabadon. Now, Krabadon, his second phase, he has those swirly faces that go around a skull. Basically, you have to do every shot. So you have to make every marksman shot except for the very last one when he shoots that laser beam out of his mouth in the next phase. Once that laser beam comes out, you're able to do the compassion attack, compassion move, use compassion. I don't know what the right phrase is, but that's where you're going to be able to use it. But I got a very clean first phase, which is no surprise. The first phase is pretty easy. This is where I always get a little bit of anxiety because I've missed these shots so many times. They're just tough to line up. Now, I do have the speed tunic. When you have the speed tunic, you can move faster than he can from left to right. And so you can catch up a little bit with the heads if you miss, even though I still missed there, even with the speed tunic. See, still, it's not a guarantee. So I did lose a little bit of time there because of that. So not this round. Looks like he made a little bit of a juke move there I wasn't expecting. So I think now we're going to get lined up. And bullseye. Okay. One more shot and then we use compassion. So this is where, again, you got to not do muscle memory and not kind of get so used to everything. So now I just wait over here for him to do the mouth laser. And unfortunately, he's going to dive down just because. And you'll see then the compassion little diamond is going to start going around. There it goes. We can use it. Throw him his trophy. All right. Now we can get out. I've not been paying attention to what order we've been doing it in. Was that 7? Should we go to 8 now? Is that where we're at? It's like I can't remember either. There it is. We are going to 8. Okay. And I do have the map for this one, so I should be able to pretty easily get over to there if I wrap around the screen to the left a couple times and then go up or down. Down would have been easier. I don't know what I'm... Okay, I'm gonna go down. I got my wits about me. Many fewer, easier screens to wrap through when you've got some blank areas you can wrap through. So, all right, into the Vampire Magician. Now this one, it's the third hit on the final phase, is where we are gonna be able to use. So very similar, very similar to all the other phases. I'm so thankful that these bats tend to drop hearts. Or I don't know what I do because this isn't super consistent. Like getting the setup once the hat's stationary, you're fine standing that way. But sometimes getting the hat to kind of come to you, it can swoop past you and drop a bat right on top of your head. It's hard to set up if the bats weren't dropping hearts because then you'd be taking too much damage every time. I need to use more of my healing potions is all that means. This is why I bought them, to be honest, because I don't want to have to die and redo something. So, all right, so there's first hit on phase 1. Only 2 hits phase 1 because each phase is so freaking long. Don't know why, but it is. I might want to, get a heart, please. I don't think I'd realized that his little explodey things took out 2 hearts worth of damage. But I was down to, I think, half a heart there when I took a hit by that bat. Again, fortunately, they refill your hearts by just dropping on your sword and leaving you with some hearts. And then if you line up with the card that has the heart, you get another heart here too. So this battle is full of redoing your health. So, and with Speed Tunic, this is pretty simple as well. You don't even have to really pay too much attention to it. But okay, let's get to the next phase. Let's get ready to slash attack him. Okay, there we go. There's 1 hit. I just have to make 1 more hit. So, which... for whatever reason, I wasn't using the glasses, but I got that hit on. So now we just need to use compassion. Once there we go. And there we go. So that's all 8 mini bosses that we should be able to get. There we go. We get it. We get the cartridge. And we didn't forget a boss. What that means as well. We didn't forget the boss because I certainly have done that before where I've forgotten. I'm like, oh boy. Who do I got to go back to? Where didn't I go? It happens more often than I'd like to say where I'm going through and I'm like, I forgot one of the mini bosses. So, all right, onto the palace now. I've already unlocked the palace. I can go through the main gates now. I should be able to use the green key to get on in and, away we go. So now it's just a matter of making these guys do their attacks. Now I like to group them together, but they weren't cooperating. But taking them on one at a time is fine as well. Ooh, taking some hits. I need to be careful here. I have a health potion. I don't know why I'm choosing to not use it right now. Maybe I'm wanting to show off. I don't know. It's like I forgot I had the health potions, I think is what it was. But, yeah, on we go. and I accidentally clicked saved. Didn't mean to, but now I've got a safety save, I guess. Or if I want to go back to this perfect run for whatever reason. All right, healing potions. There, now I put the healing potion back out. And now we go into the fight. With double jump, it actually makes the part where you skip the bull phase of the Chairman Mammon, a little bit easier, significantly easier, because you can double jump to the top of his head to skip the phase and almost never take any damage. So I think I do once. I mess up the jump, even with the double jump, because reasons. I actually miss, I think, one of the volleys during one of these as well. But there's first hit. Now, you can choose to have compassion with Chairman Gamammon. I don't know if it saves any time. I really don't. I don't know if it saves any time at all. But it's something that you can do. See there, I actually missed. Now, I think it does take a little bit longer. There's a little bit more dialogue to saving us. So it probably isn't worth doing, but I haven't timed it out. I should probably time it out just to see which way is actually faster. From my time, I jumped into him again. Okay, fortunately, I have these health potions here. I'm going to use one because I have 3, so I might as well use it. And then jumped into him. Pretty great. All right. I did. Okay, I did spare him here. I was like, why did that? So a little bit different. You don't get his hearts. You don't get extra health. Now, that does help for this. There is a portion of the game where you have to take some hits and die. I do believe it helps you to die a little bit faster. But that said, I don't know. But I did not get the revolver out. So that's something that I need to also take care of real quick. So as soon as he says no, I need to hit start, go over, get the revolver. And so we hit, and for some reason I'm walking up because my controller is just, it's acting up. Oh no, I got the shot off. I almost missed him. So he was starting to move. If I had missed the shot there, nothing I would have been able to do. I would have had to say, you know what, now I got to actually fight. I actually got to fight him for real, which would have been just kind of unfortunate. So that's where, again, the sacrifice run ends. But here, your friends or your students are like, no, please don't. So these are your students that you've spared. They're like, we've got another way. And they go actually into the debug menu of the cartridge and they find level 9. And within level 9, I can have my controller not mess up on me, please. And come on now. You can go through this like a regular dungeon. You can get the items and stuff, but you go all the way up and look at your room, and there's a fridge. And if you try to leave it, you can't leave. And then look at that. The 8 fridge it's alive. And this is a weird battle. Okay? Just gonna say it's a weird battle. If you die right now, you actually have to go through and do this dungeon again. Now, you want to just stay in the middle because you don't want to be taking damage from those and dying, because once the room fully creeps towards the middle, you'll just pass out anyways. Okay, so then you pass out. Then you need to go up. And now you got to fight the elder itself. And you need to slash away the fire and damage him. Don't burn yourself, though. And if you do, that's fine, but you just got to slash him. Just keep slashing there. And once you see versions of yourself coming on screen, they will tell you, after they'll kill you and you'll come back, and they'll say, we'll fight you with everything that you have in your hands. And literally anything you switch to, anything you have in your item slots, they'll use against you. And so you need to remove everything from your hand. And then moves to the next phase where you fight Lance outside of the Elder Cave. So the meteor was following me around. I'm not sure why he was just standing there. I think he was dead. I needed to leave him alone so we could actually pass out. And now we move on to the next phase here, where I really wish we could find a way to skip this, because you have to wait for every tile from the border of the map to come flying back at you. And I gotta think there's gotta be some way that we can actually make it so you can skip this phase of the fight, because this is just an auto scroller, right? I mean, yeah, you could take damage here and die, but yeah. It's just, and especially if you got double hops and a speed tunic, you're just jumping and twirling. That's really all that's going to happen here. You can slowly see each border of the room. It's going down one by one. I've tried going up and slashing. I don't really know. Maybe someone else knows. If you know if there's a way to either skip this or a way to make that go faster, let me know. So now your attacks also make both attacks happen, and you want to kill Lance as soon as possible, even though you're controlling Lance. And now you want to get hit by, you want to either die or win. It's faster to die. You go up, you walk all the way up to the fridge, and that's the end. That's time. 1:25:52.608. Not bad. I mean, that puts me in last place in the leaderboard, honestly. There's only 4 other scores right now. The next person is at a 122. So if I shave off 4 minutes, I'll be in not last place, which would be nice. But I do really want to get sub hour at some point. I think it's definitely possible. I definitely have a lot of optimizations that I can make, a lot of time saves that I can make, going and finding the items, finding the houses and stuff like that sooner. But this has been really great. I enjoy kind of walking through what these speedruns are about. Eventually, I'm going to kind of do more of a overall walkthrough, actual tutorial of the game, of just seeing the different areas, the different quests to go for, how to find the different items, different secrets to look for, all the different side quests that you can do. So do look for that coming up soon. I'll also be streaming more speedruns of Lenna's Inception on Twitch, so you can find me there. But thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.